I invite you while you rest there to let your body sink into your seat, letting gravity win, noticing the feel of weight in the body. Every out breath an invitation to sink, to soften, for the creature of the body to have a little rest in being, a vacation. And you might let your attention sink down into the feel of your breath. So you can be right there for the filling and the emptying, the rising and the falling. Again, every exhale, an invitation down, soft, going nowhere, nothing to do in this moment, nobody to be, nothing to master, figure out, fend off. We have created a little time here to soften, to pause, to sink into the gap between words, the gap between thoughts, the gap of being. Like ocean waves moving in and out, your breath is a continuous invitation to notice. You're here. Sinking, softening, being, going nowhere. And you might let your felt attention sink into the body. And when I say felt attention, I mean take your attention and put it into your felt experience of being. And you can start in the head, noticing the feels there and inviting everything soft, inviting your face soft, your earlobes to dangle, noticing the feel in your neck and your shoulders, inviting them soft. And as you go, noticing this life energy, this mysterious hum that tells you, alive, I am alive. Noticing the feel in your heart, inviting it soft, gently. Anything that has forgotten how to soften all around it. Mercy for the places that have forgotten how to soften. Might lay a hand on them. They're their creature. Sweet, creaturely aspect of being human. Our felt attention, the sovereign of our consciousness, gets to bend low in humility and touch the creature of the body and bring an invitation to rest in this sweet moment, noticing in this moment relatively benign circumstances, quiet. You've set aside the time. There are probably a few interruptions. You can rest unincorporated. You don't have to be a person and answer for anything. You And just sink down and notice your existence. Not only the wide expanse of your noticing presence, but also every bit of sensation, sound that floats through this great hall of now. You might take some nice deep breaths as you soften, really letting breath reach into the places of tension, into the far corners of your body, bringing the new, bringing light, bringing an invitation here, soft, tender, letting your belly soften, letting your roots soften. And again, noticing no battle, no effort, just a tender invitation and then a noticing, just a noticing. No need to build a someone, no need to build a problem. Just simply resting here is noticing and noticed. Below the mind may beckon again and again, keep sinking down into just the bits that you notice here. Feel the breath, feel of weight, temperature in the room, sounds, letting yourself really sink down into this level of what I like to call building blocks. This is where everything is. Trees, the animals, the sky, the earth, our beloveds, our neighbors, good food, right here, below our ideas about it. Softening root, noticing the place where your body meets your chair, your seat, softening, letting your body grow roots down into that deep, sturdy, supportive earth that is so reliably there. Letting the earth carry your body for now, your chair carry your body for now. Nothing needs to be perched on the edge of a branch. Everything can just sink and soften and float, going nowhere, accomplishing nothing, no goal, no endpoint, just helping ourselves to what it's like in this moment to be alive, to be presence, welcoming all the bits that rise and show themselves in the form of sensation. Off duty for having to create anything, interpret anything, just la la la, floating. You might even imagine the boundary between body and atmosphere dissolving. Air mingling with cells, allowing this cloud of presence that you are to fill your room. And I want to invite you to imagine as you feel into the verticality, the dignity of your spine, your uprightness. You can kind of feel that. Allow it to descend down into earth, grow roots like a sturdy tree. Allow it to branch out the top of your head in praise, branches to the sky, to the above, collecting light, seeps down into your body, your tree body, seeps down into the earth, and then gathering with your roots, the nourishment, the sturdiness of earth, Breathing that up through the trunk of your body tree, out the top of your branches. I am. I'm grounded. I'm lit. I'm here. I am a human being, wedding heaven and earth, mingling of presence and sensation, the unmanifest and the manifest. Wed in me, I sit at a crossroads where light is bending to humble earth. And on the altar in the center of your body, in your chest, is the jewel of the heart. And there's nowhere where this wedding is so brought home than in the heart, the tender heart. We come into this world so squishy, so wide open, so tender, so affectable, and so without a beef yet with anything. It's just what it is. And here we are noticing it, learning how to dance with it as enfleshed light. And I want to invite you, if you feel to, as I speak about the heart, to put a hand on your heart, your human heart, and to let your body feel the support of that companioning. Many of us traveled through our young lives with the heart not being deeply companioned, seen, acknowledged, adored, protected, allowed to take root in these fleshy bodies and learn how to speak and move and dance here, how to live on the basis of what we truly are. Enfleshed sweeties, born into a culture that finds softness to be suspect or weak, that finds the cries and the vulnerability of the heart to be some kind of evidence of brokenness, etc. And so here in this space, in the space of this work, in the rooms, the Zoom rooms and the actual rooms where we gather in the culture of love, in the culture of heart, in the culture of the redemption of the human being, both in our lit, beautiful, clear, outrageous light and love, and the humbly awkward, limited nature of these creaturely bodies that are assigned us. What a thing. What a thing to be a human being. And when we say human, sometimes we say, human, I'm only human, meaning I'm fallible, I'm vulnerable, I'm not a robot, I'm not a god. Human, by virtue of this assigned creatureliness, human. And we also say human to mean I am something of value. I'm a human being. I'm not something to kick or abuse or forget about. Human. So there's both this incredible vulnerability, incredible mortal, affectable aspect of us. And then this incredible dignity of the light that we are, come to earth to walk as flesh. They marry. And so here on the altar of our sacred tree of life here on the altar of the temple of our bodies is a wormhole to God, is the center of this wedding, of this miracle, of this paradox, this mystery, this assignment. There is so much as our tender, beauty loving, perfection sensing hearts come into this realm. There is so much that insults the heart, so much that is not moving from deep heart, but moving from separation, harshness, violence, checked outness. And the heart uncloaked, the heart softened, feels every one of those. Oh, ah, ouch, yuck. The heart is such a master of discernment in how it detects what resonates and what doesn't, what's authentic, what's fake, what's tender, what's violent, what's dishonoring, what's true beholding. It's a whole different kind of intelligence that we are systematically discouraged from developing in this culture that does not understand, value, or develop technology for the support and sturdying of the heart, of living from the heart. Our human heart, because it is human, because it is creaturely, gets attached to things. And it's a mixture of devotion and need, a mixture of celebration and trying to stay safe. Human, so human. And so when we take something deeply, deeply, deeply into our hearts, a child, a lover, a pet, a place, even a thing. I can't even tell you about my love for my favorite tea mug. We love, we love, we love. The heart loves. And then the heart experiences insults. What we love leaves. What we love bites us. What we love humiliates us. What we love doesn't recognize our light, our innocence. Ah, says the heart. The heart breaks. The heart aches and the heart breaks if we can be held in a space that recognizes its beauty, its mattering, that tears are the breaching of the whale of the heart, softening, sinking, dissolving attachment and opening to a kind of love that is beyond conditions. Oh, heart, says the Sufi mystic Ibn Arabi. Oh, heart, oh, heart, oh, heart. We can say it in so many ways. Oh, heart. It can be a lament. It can be compassion, recognition, tenderness. It can be the recognition of joy rolling through the heart. Oh, heart, isn't it lovely to love? Isn't it so more ourselves than anything about us, what we love? So here, as I loved, and many Sufi mystics throughout time say, just love. Rumi says it, Sham says it, Ibn Arabi says it. Just love, just love. Love will pin your human heart to your spiritual heart. And then when conditions shift, love will break the seat of the heart open. It will break it open. And sometimes we need a lot of support because this culture names heartbreak, breaking as some kind of failure or loss or thing to get over in a moment. There is a heartbreak, a vulnerability, and at the mercy of that is inherent to being a human being. And to be spiritually awake does not mean that we become inhuman, that we become unaffectable. In fact, we can become even more sensitized and discerning about what is coming from love and what is coming from something phony or something harmful, something manipulative, something more like a machine than a human, grounded, beautiful place. So you, my dear fellow humans, as you sit there and I'm talking to you, you have a heart. It's the most important part of you. It's what you came to Earth to get to know, to explore, and to grow legs under so that you can allow this light that you are to move through the vehicle of your body, voice, action, working, loving, playing, emanating, extending divine love through your transmission station. That's what you're for. That's what you're for something beautiful. And we are in such need because our culture denies this. We are in such need of respect for our human heartness, for our tenderness, for our sensibilities, for our vulnerability, for our tears, that all of this does not mean we are less than or broken. It means that we are alive. The heart is still alive. Every tear is a heart opening, softening, being all here. So turning your felt attention toward your own heart, that whole region of your chest that may not even feel in this moment solid. If you're kind of dissolved in presence, it can just feel like a space with some sensation in it. Let your attention go there. Let your hand go there if you feel to. I am embodied. To let yourself sit there as a softie, to let yourself sit there as a love monster, to let the heart be touched, to not fault the heart or beat the heart or shame the heart for where it finds itself. Whether your heart is teeming with the Holy's radiance spilling out in every direction, or whether your heart is curled up like a dark little piece of coal, or anywhere in between or in any direction, whatever the heart contains, whatever you're noticing, is where we start here as things are, bowing to the moment, bowing to our tremendous presence, to the mystery of being here, bowing to our assignment, the assignment of the moment. What is there here to meet? Is there a tension? A tension. Is there a tightness? Can you allow yourself to climb in that place and gently touch it and abide with it? Can you allow it or invite it to soften a little? Can you sink down out of mental ideas about becoming or about spirituality to sink down into your direct experience of being human? Right now, you have a front row seat. You are the expert about that particular instrument. Letting yourself rest below ideas and evaluations. Who could have a justified right to evaluate or measure, judge or dismiss your heart? This given by the holy, including its current experience. This is our entry point right here, right now. Resting as wide, bottomless, vibrating space, noticing heartbeat, noticing sensation, letting the heart speak to us through feel, not through thought. It's sort of like watching a dance, nonlinear, no words, no logic. But as you allow yourself to follow the dancer's movements, this is true of music as well, we are taken on a ride. We are taken through some kind of a lived exploration. This is what the heart requires. It doesn't need the head. It doesn't need thought. It doesn't need goals. It doesn't need agendas. It doesn't need a cattle prod. It doesn't need a whip. It doesn't need a talking to. It's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it. All it needs is a bit of companioning, presence, noticing, reverence, time, space, the invitation to express, whether that's to do a dance of tension, shaking all the body, shaking the kinks out, or that's a song that rises, a sound that rises, tears that rise. It wants to unfold here. It wants to fall open, tenderize, feel safe enough to let its heart legs down to the earth, grow roots, grow branches, and dance its pants off. And we know it. We feel it. We long for it. This kind of freedom. I remember when I was a young woman, I was in my first sort of spiritual class called Circle, led by this woman named Martina from Germany. And we were so excited, my friend and I, about this class, because this is not at the time in, whatever year it was, sometime in the 80s. There wasn't a lot of woo-woo stuff going on in rural New Hampshire. And one of the exercises she had us do was visualize what we wanted. What we wanted. People were visualizing, I don't know, their soulmates, stuff like that. I visualized being a being in a body of water with other beings, beings of light, that I was only light, floating, suspended in water. No concerns, wide open, surrendered to the water. And every whisper of divine light that came into my being would result in an immediate light show. There was no resistance, nothing stopping this tremendous, beautiful energy that's constantly bombarding us, whether we're aware of it or not, wanting to express through our hearts. I imagined myself as just this fluid, unencumbered being through which the Holy's light could radiate, not for an end, not to manipulate something, but simply because it's what we are. So I speak to your heart, to our heart as human beings. Not one of you has a deformed heart. Not one of you has a problem heart. I'm speaking to your intact heart with reverence, tenderness, recognition, siblingness. Such a powerful thing to turn our attention, which is so often fused to concepts in the mind, to turn our attention toward our lived, felt experience of the heart. Acknowledge it, greet it, slow down to its pace, to the pace of being, to the pace of embodied, instead of flying over it like being in a fighter jet with concept over this beautiful terrain of the moment, sinking down, softening, being with, noticing, without an agenda, without a cattle prod, without a demand for it to produce something so that we can feel like good spiritual people, coming in mercy to touch it, to be with it as it is. I would invite you, if you feel to, have just a little while here, if you feel to allow your heart to glow like a sun, to imagine it, a sun in your chest. The light of the holy glowing there, wordlessly speaking its beauty, its blessing, its tenderness. Allowing that light to warm and tenderize your body, to saturate your cells with its blessing. To allow it to penetrate down into the earth below your body, to rise into the sky above you, and to shine 365 degrees around your body, filling the room, filling your home, filling your town, your city, your region, your continent, the entire earth, and all its beings, to shine in recognition, in reverence, in sweetness, in unity, in blessing, with the constantly emanating, ridiculously bottomless, generous pouring forth from our source. Human sons visiting this and having mercy for anything that's arising that is sad, that feels limited, that feels frustrated, that feels like banging on the walls. There is so much to feel and meet and welcome and bring to rest when we turn toward this work of the heart, this work of living and embodying the light that we are, not just visiting it, but allowing it to penetrate and grow roots, to pervade our voices, our actions, to clear our minds, to turn us into instruments of its beauty in unique ways, unique to each of us. So I invite you to feel the vertical dignity of your human instrument. Maybe lift your chin a little. Human being. We've gotten some bad press. We're not without our challenges and limitations. They are displayed all over our earth right now. And we are light. We are beauty. We have come here to recognize this, to bask in it, to drink from it, to radiate it, to create from it. To allow it to guide our every movement. All the things that cry from limitation, we make room for them. We acknowledge them. This is not a denial of the very real challenges of being a human being. We know that. We live it every day, each of us, as we walk the earth and do our best to be here in a good way, despite what we carry inside. This is my heart calling to your heart, saying, rise, shine, remember yourself. Just in this moment, not in any other one. And to all the places that feel barred from the feast table of light, let their voices be here. Let their integrity be here. Let their arguments be here. They get to be here. They have experiences they have yet to digest and make sense of. They get to be here. They get to be honored. They get to be seen as the children of this light, as the prodigal children aching to come home, not sure how. Mercy, mercy, mercy to those tender human parts of us that don't know how, that have forgotten our way back. So sweet to be with you all today. Each of your names as you come in, some of you I know, some of you I have never met. The human heart sees no stranger. The human heart only sees siblings, family. There's a deep recognition of our commonality as well as our uniqueness. And I just bow in love and recognition and humility to each one of you. And if you come to a call like this, you are, if I could be so bold as to say, one of the beings who is hearing the call from the heart of the earth, from the heart of our times. Time to live love, time to know who we are, time to heal. Not an easy road all the time, but as far as I can tell, the most integrous one on the planet. Living the heart.